Welcome to Weeping Willow Homestead and another What We Eat for Dinner in a Week. In these videos, I show you how I combine inexpensive Aldi groceries with food that we are blessed with from the food pantry to make hopefully well-balanced, well-rounded meals. As a family, we generally eat low carb because my husband and I do for health reasons, and as the sole cook in the house, it's easier for me to make one meal than to try to be a short order cook. But you'll see variations to that, and I will explain as we go. So tonight is apparently brought to you by the color brown. Sometimes that happens, right? This is half of the half pork loin that I bought from Aldi the other day. And the other half is in the dehydrator now being made into jerky. And that just makes a really nice, quick and easy, tummy safe food for me. And I can even throw a few pieces in my purse before we go somewhere just so that I know that I have something that I can eat. Anyway, the other half I just put in the crock pot and cooked on low. I did not add anything to this. No liquid, no seasoning, nothing. I just cook it on low for about 6 hours, 6.5 hours. And then what I will do is I will put this on our plate and put barbecue sauce on it. And that way I can adjust the amount of barbecue sauce so that there's less for me since the barbecue sauce is pretty high in carbs. With that, we went to the mobile food pantry today. You guys will have seen that already. And we got these potato wedges, and I just baked them in the oven. The recipe said essentially 425 degrees, and it was all in Chinese. And I saw 10 to 14 minutes. And so I did the 14 minutes, and they were definitely not done. They weren't browned at all. So I stirred them and did another 14 minutes, and I would probably have liked them even a little bit longer just to get them really good and crispy. But the rest of dinner was done, so we just went ahead and pulled them out. They'll be fine. They're done like on the inside. They're just not as like I would like them to all look like that. But for me, low carb wise, I will go ahead and eat a couple of these, but I am fine with just a couple of them and won't eat any more. With that, we have something that my oldest daughter has been asking for like all summer, and that is fried green tomatoes. I made these a few years ago, was the last time I made them, and she loved them, and so she has been asking me to make them again, and I just haven't, because my brain always went to cornmeal as the breading. So these are keto friendly. They are 1/3 cup Parmesan cheese, 1/3 cup almond flour, a teaspoon of garlic powder, salt and pepper to taste. And so you dredge it in egg wash, and then in that, and you fry it on medium in some oil. There were also baking instructions and air fryer instructions, but I knew baking them they wouldn't get crispy. And my air fryer would probably only hold 2, maybe 3 of these. And so I knew it would take too long to make them. The paper towel is browned because I put these in the oven while I was waiting for the potatoes to get done. And so they're a little less crispy than I would like, but they're still going to be good. So yeah, a nice, easy, I like crock pot meals. I really need to do some research on finding some more dump and go crock pot meals for Mondays, just because that helps Mondays be so much easier. Mondays are rough days even when you homeschool. So just getting back into the swing of things after the weekend. So, all right, that is Monday night. We will see you tomorrow. It is Tuesday night, and tonight we are having, I finally came up with a name for these. We're going to call these fat burgers, which isn't really great either. It is essentially meatloaf, but I make them into these little balls and then kind of squish them down so they're a little bit more flat. And they cook faster than meatloaf that way. So they're kind of mini meatloaves, but they're also kind of burgers. So I'm just going to call them fat burgers because they're fat burgers. We don't eat these on a bun or anything like that. We just put them on our plate, and I put ketchup, mustard, or barbecue sauce on the kids' plates, and they can eat it like that. So this is a pound of ground beef, a pound of ground turkey. And I did these kind of cheeseburger style, bacon cheeseburger style. So I did about 1/3 cup of bacon bits and about a cup of cheddar cheese and that, and some like burger steak seasoning type stuff. Let me see my hand waving. I talk with my hands. So then I baked those at 350 for 30 to 45 minutes, I would say, depending on how big you make your ball thingy shapes. Yeah. With that, I did a quart of home canned green beans and a can of store-bought green beans and did those in the air fryer. I just do those at 400 for about a half an hour, a little less, probably 20 minutes, 25 minutes. And that, I don't know, it just changes the flavor of them. And I just did some oil on them so that they would brown up just a little bit and some salt, and that's it. I will put balsamic vinegar on mine because that's how I like them. And then we have the leftover 2 fried green tomatoes. Those were amazing. Definitely making those again. My oldest daughter and I loved them. The other kids were meh on them, which is fine. You know, it's one of those where I can make a tomato for the 2 of us and then do zucchini fritters or something like that. So the zucchini fritters are, I shredded and froze packages of zucchini this summer. And I think some of it's from last summer because my zucchini got hit pretty hard this year. So when you do that, when you make zucchini fritters, you have to salt. If you use fresh zucchini, you salt it. And then you let it sit in a colander and like squeeze out the liquid through a cheesecloth or a tea towel. And you have to salt it to draw that liquid out. When you freeze zucchini, if you've ever done that, and then you thaw it out, all of the liquid comes out of it. So it's so much easier. So I'm glad that I decided to do this. So I did, it was 2 cups of frozen zucchini, which did not make a lot. Obviously, it only made 7 little patties, which is enough for us. I mean, it's still not that big of a deal. But to that, I added this time Parmesan cheese and almond flour and 1 small egg, just to get it to the consistency where it holds together fairly well. I should have taken a picture or a video of the mix before I did it, but it's just enough so it holds together. But really and truly, it's not, just wing it. I mean, really, if they fall apart, they fall apart. It's not the end of the world. They're delicious either way. And this time I added in 1 very small onion minced up just to kind of give it a different flavor. I was trying to not put cheese in it, like more cheese in it, because I'm trying to watch how much dairy I eat. Just, it's an inflammatory thing. And so I'm trying to watch how much of it that I eat. So I didn't want to put more dairy in it since it already had Parmesan cheese in it. And the meatballs already had cheese in them. So that is our dinner for Tuesday night. We'll see you tomorrow. It is Wednesday, and tonight we are having a family favorite of big salads. This is a great way of getting your kids to eat salad if they are meh on it. What I do is everybody gets lettuce, everybody gets chicken. That's across the board. Then from there, I let them pick and choose whatever toppings that they want. I pull out anything that is salad-ish and let them choose. So tonight we've got our chicken. This is some marinated cauliflower. We have some shredded cheese, some raisins. I also have done dried cranberries, sliced almonds. We've got some bacon bits, avocado. The lettuce, that's from the mobile food pantry earlier this week. That is the entire head of lettuce, and we will use the entire thing. Crackers, just random crackers. Hard-boiled eggs. Diced tomato from our garden. You could also do seeds if you like sunflower seeds. Diced peppers, sliced carrots, anything like that you think your kids might like. Make it as colorful and fun as possible, and then let them either make their own salad if they're bigger, or you can stand there and say, okay, do you want bacon on yours? Do you want tomato on yours? Ooh, how about some of these beautiful red peppers? And talk about all the different colors, and you could even talk about the rainbow and how God made all the colors, and talk about all the, like try to come up with something of every different color on the rainbow. purple onions, just different things like that, and really zhuzh it up, make a big deal out of it. And I think you'll get your kids to eat salad a little bit more. And especially you can start with just a few pieces of lettuce in the bottom and then work up from there. Also cutting your lettuce really, really small, like shredding it like taco places do, that kind of thing. So that's our salad. We also have salad dressings. This is honey mustard, homemade honey mustard. I will put that recipe in the show notes because it's super easy and it's delicious. So that is Wednesday night. We'll see you tomorrow. It is Thursday night, and tonight we are having kid favorite meal of breakfast for dinner. I will never understand this. They eat this for breakfast pretty much every morning. Or some variation of that, but we have, first I cooked the sausage. These are just the Aldi maple flavored frozen sausage patties. I didn't have any like bulk sausage, ground sausage in the freezer right now. So did that. And then in that pan, I just left the grease and the little bits of meat in there because it makes for some delicious eggs. So that is our eggs with some sharp cheddar cheese sprinkled on top. We have the pastries that we got from the food pantry the other day, and I did warm those up, so they are delicious smelling. And then I made a fruit salad with a couple apples, a peach, a couple bananas, a plum, one of the pineapples that we got, and then some frozen berries. It was like the last of a berry blend bag, and I like doing that because then it makes everything else was room temperature, and it kind of cools everything off to make it a cooler fruit salad. And I made enough of it that there should be enough for dinner tonight and then also tomorrow as well. So we'll see how hard they hit it. For me, I have actually been fasting pretty much every morning for the last couple of weeks, and I still don't want breakfast for dinner. I have eaten eggs for breakfast for probably 4 years straight. Very little difference in what I have eaten for breakfast, and I just don't wanna. I'm burnt out still. So I have some chicken thighs in the air fryer, and there's 3 of them. I will eat one of them. The other 2, we have pizza night tomorrow night, and I will use some of those to make a barbecue chicken pizza because my kids love that. So I'm cooking extra with the distinct purpose of doing that. I might end up having a big salad again tonight because that sounds good. I've got another avocado. I've got all the other ingredients. I even have a couple of hard-boiled eggs left over from last night. So that actually sounds good. I will probably do that. So that is Thursday night's dinner. We'll see you tomorrow. It is Friday night, and Friday night at our house means pizza night. Sometimes that's homemade, sometimes it's store-bought. It is pretty much never takeout because we live too far out for takeout to be delivered. So I can make a whole lot of frozen pizzas or from scratch pizzas for a lot cheaper and a lot faster. So we just don't do it. So tonight is homemade pizzas. This is the same recipe that I used last week. I will try to remember to copy the link and post it in the show notes. I just Google yeast-free pizza crust. So it is almost like a biscuity texture to it, but it makes a great pizza crust, and it's quick and easy. I mean, like to mix it up and get it rolled out is maybe 15 minutes. So not bad compared to the 6 hours that it takes to do pizza dough with yeast. So for the kids, we have a Hawaiian, a barbecue chicken, and a pepperoni. For me, earlier this week, I had gotten, I think it was this, I don't even know what, has happened this week. I think it was Tuesday, though. We went to the food pantry, and I got a pound of ground turkey, and half of it I made into, like, just standard turkey burgers and had those for lunch one day. And then the other half of it, I just kind of made really thin turkey burger patties. And it's just turkey. I didn't add anything else to it. There are recipes that you can use to do like ground chicken or ground turkey, and then you mix it with other things and you bake it for a while. But I just went this way, and I kind of am anxious to try it. So this one I did barbecue sauce and cheese on, and I didn't put chicken on there because I kind of figured it's already a barbecue chicken pizza. barbecue turkey pizza. The other one is regular sauce, cheese, and pepperoni. So I'm anxious to try this. I have a feeling it's going to be really good and simple. So something I might keep in mind for in the future as a pizza option for me that's a little easier and is not quite so dairy heavy as a lot of the other alternatives. With this, we have fruit salad again. I did top this off and add in some more to it because the kids hit it hard last night. So no, but it makes for just such a nice, quick and easy side. And there should probably be enough then again for breakfast tomorrow. Saturday, I always make some kind of big breakfast. I'm going to put together a cobbler right quick to put in the oven. And so in the morning, I will just rewarm the cobbler, scramble some eggs, and do fruit salad. So the kids always watch cartoons. It's like the one time that we watch cartoons. So the kids will watch cartoons and eat a big breakfast. Anyway, we also have a salad with this as well. This is also the one night a week that we do dessert. I usually end up just pulling out whatever dessert items I have on hand. So we still have cookies, some birthday cake that's frozen, ice cream. We've got a couple more of those brownie cup things that we did I think it was last weekend. There's candy still. I usually just lay everything out and let the kids pick and choose whatever they want. And then I have been doing Russian custard, which is an egg yolk dessert, and it's a GAPS recipe, so it's a gut-friendly recipe. And it's just egg yolks, vanilla, and then a little bit of honey. I go really easy on the honey. And then you whip that up and freeze it for like an hour, and it makes like a really rich ice cream. And yes, it is raw egg yolks. Eat at your own risk. I am using my homegrown eggs, and I'm very careful with how I do them, so I'm comfortable with it. So hasn't made me sick yet, that's for sure. So yeah, that is Friday night. We'll see you tomorrow. It is Saturday night, and tonight I very sweetly talked my husband into grilling out, even though it is currently dark outside and like 40 degrees. I had the 10-pound bag of chicken leg quarters thawed with the intention of cooking it in the oven, and I was going to do the whole thing, might as well. And usually when I cook those, I start them pretty early because I like to give them like a good solid couple of hours. And time got away from me today, and I didn't realize how late it was. So I was like, hey, do you want to grill tonight? And he's like, no, not really. And so I said, what if I told you I have a steak in the freezer and I can thaw it out real quick? Would that up the ante? And he's like, yeah. So he grilled out. I went ahead and split the thigh from the leg on all of them, and we went ahead and did the entire thing because I will gladly eat on these for lunch. My kids will probably polish off all of the legs in one meal, that kind of thing. So it was worth it to cook all of it. And then, like I said, I had a steak from the food pantry in there. And it's actually 2 smaller steaks. So he went ahead and grilled those. With that, we've got a garden tomato. So I picked all of the green tomatoes that were big enough to warrant picking. And I have just been letting them slowly ripen. So this one was ripe. So we will have that. We have 1 head of cauliflower that I roasted and then added garlic and Parmesan to. And then this is cabbage and bacon. And so I cooked, it was actually just like the pre-cooked bacon bits that I get sometimes. And so I cooked some of that in the pan and then pulled it out. And then I added in about half of a head of cabbage, cooked that until it was pretty well done. Put the bacon back in, added in some minced garlic, some apple cider vinegar, salt, and a little bit of Dijon mustard. And it's pretty darn good. I've already tasted a bite of it. And then I pulled out a bag of the oven fries that we picked up from the mobile food pantry and did those. And they are not seasoned. I thought they were when we first got them, but they're not. So I just added on some seasoned salt while they were cooking. So a big meal, which is usually what I make on Saturdays. If you are new here, this is the end of my week of meals. I don't cook on Sundays. I take the day off. So I don't cook, I don't clean, I don't do laundry, I don't do dishes. I get 5 kids to church, and then we come home and we take the rest of the day off. So tomorrow when we get home from church, I pull out all of the leftovers from the week, which is part of the reason why I make a big meal on Saturdays, is so that we know we have plenty of leftovers. So I pull that out, I lay it all on the kitchen counter, and I let the kids pick and choose whatever they want. If all they want is meat, fine. If all they want is vegetables, fine. If all they want is carbs, fine. It is about getting the leftovers used. We pretty much have no food waste in our house because 5 kids, but then also because I'm really careful about making sure we get leftovers used. So then tomorrow for dinner, I pull out charcuterie board things. So cured meats, dried fruits, crackers, goat cheese, nuts, chocolate, pickles, anything that you would normally see on a charcuterie board, I pull out. And on that night, I even bust out paper plates and let the kids once again pick and choose what they want. And it just makes for a nice day of me not having to cook, and gets a lot of those, that charcuterie board gets a lot of those random little bits of stuff that we get from the food pantry that are snacky items that we may not otherwise use in like a recipe, like the dried fruits, dried cranberries, those kind of things. It gets those used, and my kids love it because I just leave it out on the counter and they come back for more. We usually end up watching a movie Sunday night, and they keep coming back for seconds, and you know, we just kind of make like a little smorgasbord of it. So, all right, that is our week of dinners. I will try to remember to post any relevant recipes in the show notes. If you have any questions about anything that I made that you would like instructions on, just ask, and I would be more than happy to share. So, thank you so much for watching this. I hope you have a great day. Goodbye, and God bless.